In today's video, I'm talking about, again, being saved, having someone come in and, take care of you, or have all this money, coming in that will support you, versus the idea of facing the fears that come up. And in facing the fears, you can use self-empathy to dig in and to find out. So in today's video, I'm getting into the self-empathy and how to use it to face the fears. I am AmyC with You Finding You, and I'm an intuitive and transformational coach. And I help individuals and I help you step into who you really want to be. No longer having to seek outside of yourself for approval or having to meet other people's needs, but really finding what is true and real in you. In the last video, I was talking about fears that come up and me needing to be saved, or feeling like I need someone to come in and save me and take me away from all of these fears. And what I want to talk about today is around self-empathy, like giving ourselves that empathy and that love, and really filling ourselves up with what it is that we need or that we're seeking. And this comes from the idea of nonviolent communication from Marshall Rosenberg, or NVC for short. And in NVC, what Marshall had looked at was this idea that all humans across and around the world, we all have set universal needs or values. And we might all have, love and acceptance that we want and need. But again, it's in different priorities of what is important to us. So, one person might really want safety and the other person's priority is love. Or, different priorities in different times and situations. So, with this idea around fears coming up and wanting to be saved, I wanted to look at that idea and say, well, what are the underlying needs? What are the fears that I have? And often for me, it is like wanting to feel safe. It's like, I know I have my known reality, and I know I have money coming in from this current job. And the example I gave last time too was that I'm starting a new business, and so I have imposter syndrome coming up, or, things of like, oh, can I actually do this? And do I believe that I'm good enough to do it? Do I believe that people will want to come and work with me? And all those things that come up, questioning it, what is underlying all those questions and fears is that I want to feel safe. And I want to know that I have financial stability, and I want to still have a certain standard of living and comfort, and, still have all these things that I already have, but it's all unknown. It's this unknown space and territory that I'm stepping into, whereas previous career, I knew all the money, or I knew what money could be coming in. I knew the work, it was known. So if you look at nonviolent communication and the words for needs, it's like, what are certain needs in yourself? What are fears that come up in the different situations that you're in? And so if I look at, okay, in my case, I wanted safety, and or comfort or ease, and kind of also this known known reality, and I guess that's trust. When I think about it, it's not the known reality, it's that I want to trust and know that, trusting in going forward, I will still have the money coming in, I'll still have the safety, still have the comfort, still have all these other things. So it's like sitting with those words, the trust, the safety, the comfort. And can I still give those things to myself? Can I have these awarenesses of what it is that I need and go, okay, I see that that is what the fears are. Those are where, the fears are coming up in that side. Can I give myself those things? Can I give myself the comfort, the safety, the trust? What would it mean? Like, how do I give myself those things? Trusting in myself, trusting in the universe, trusting I'm always taken care of, and knowing it, like really knowing it in myself, and really sitting in that feeling. Like as I sit in the feeling now of just being trust, I'm like, it feels so much nicer to be like, I trust. This is going to work. This is going to happen. These things will be in my reality, and I'll create it. The universe will support me in creating it. So take a nice breath. So again, what needs is it that's coming up in you? And below, I'll have a link to a PDF where you can download a list of needs. And those list of needs you can look at are needs and values. And you can look at those and just be like, oh, what is it that I need in my current state, And if I give myself the trust and I give myself the safety and I give those things to myself, and while it would be nice to have someone come in and save me, is that going to answer those needs? Is that the answer to those things? And again, like I had mentioned in the previous video about being saved, stepping through the fears to the other side, you're going to have a much greater life. You're going to continue facing and going into a deeper wealth in yourself rather than feeling in this place of fear. And when you feel in that place of fear, being saved from it still is not quite the answer. Like, you need to get to the other side. It's not a fun thing to do. But using this tool of self-empathy, and when I talk about self-empathy, what I'm saying is that you acknowledge and you recognize the need that it is that you need in yourself, and then how can you give it to yourself? How can you just even visualize? Like I was saying, oh, I need trust in myself. And I'm like, oh, okay, if I start to visualize me taking care of this, I can handle it, I can do it, I got the strength, the universe has got my back, I have all these things, I can trust in that. And I know it. And then it fills me up with this worth in myself, this trust in myself. So how can you step into your needs and the empathy, just start visualizing it, start talking it out, what is it that you need in yourself, and then see how you could give it to yourself. So thank you for joining me today. I hope that this idea and concepts around self-empathy and finding what is your needs will help transform some of the fears and maybe even start to transform this idea of having to be saved. Maybe it is like, oh, I actually can take the steps and I will move forward and be able to work through the fears that come up in myself. So thank you again for joining me. If you do enjoy the series and getting value, do hit that like, share, and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.